chapter name is matrices. Matrices is a plural form of matrix. Okay. What is a matrix? Matrix is it's a rectangular arrangement. It's like you will be enclosing it in a square bracket, not a small square bracket, a large, a huge square bracket, and it's a rectangular arrangement of numbers arranged in rows and columns. So if I write 5, 6, 7, 2, 8, 9, this is a matrix. So this has got how many rows? This has got 2 rows. And how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 columns are there. Okay, so this you need to remember how many rows and how many columns. So first, rows are in your notebook. How many rows are there? You know how to count it, right? So when someone asks how many columns are there, then it should be like column concept will come in when it is, vertically divided. That's when the column concept is coming in. So here I can say it has got 3 columns, right? This has got 3 columns. Now, the matrix is each element, each number in the matrix is called an element. So 5, 6, 7, each of them are called elements of a matrix. Then, as I told you, horizontal lines are called rows and vertical lines are called columns. Another very important concept is you will be given a matrix like this. I'm giving you a matrix like this. You have to tell me the order of the matrix. Order of the matrix. This is very important. You need to know the order of the matrix. Order of the matrix means how many rows are there. We write it like this. Number of rows by this symbol, this multiplication symbol is read as by. Okay. Number of rows by number of columns. This is the formula for order of the matrix. You have to write number of rows by number of columns. If you look at this A, B, C, D, E, F matrix, what is the order of this matrix? Can you tell me how many rows are there and how many columns are there? What are the how many?
2 rows, 3 columns.
2 rows and 3 columns. So this is written as 2 by 3. This is the order of that matrix, 2 by 3. So you have to write number of rows by number of columns. Okay. Now, always if you write 3 by 2, then understand that, see, you cannot interchange it. You cannot, write number of columns first and then write number of rows. That's not allowed. Always number of rows comes first and then number of columns comes. Always. This order is very important. Number of rows by number of columns. If I write 3 by 2, how many rows will be there in that matrix? Can any of you tell me how many rows will be there in a 3 by 2 matrix? Huh? Number of rows in a 3 by 2 matrix. How many are there? Number of columns in a 3 by 2 matrix.
2 columns.
2 columns, yes.
Right. And 3 rows.
3 rows, yes, that's correct. See, usually matrix names are always written in capital letters. Okay. So I can write this as A equal to, like this. A equal to a matrix. I can list out all the elements of the matrix in a square brackets. If I write B, then 3 by 3. If I write like this means that B is a 3 by 3 matrix. What does 3 by 3 matrix means? It has got 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, B has 3 rows and 3 columns. That's the meaning of writing like this. Okay, so a general form of writing is A is the name of the matrix, M cross N, where A is a matrix of order M cross N, where M is the number of rows and N is the number of columns. When I write a matrix like this, each of the numbers written, or each of the whatever I write within a matrix, they are called elements of a matrix. Each number or entity in a matrix is called element of a matrix. Element of a matrix. Now, the total number of how many elements will be there in a matrix. How to identify how many? See, I'm just giving you a question. A is a 4x3 matrix. How many elements are there? Number of elements in A. Number of elements in A. If this is a question, how many elements are there in a matrix? So four rows are there and 3 columns are there, right? So how many elements are there? Just do 4 into 3, which is 12. So there will be 12 elements. Let's list out this. 4 rows. Let be 1, 2, 3, 4. Each row has got 3 columns. So let it be like 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So don't you think this is a 4x3 matrix? This is a 4x3 matrix? 4 rows and 3 columns. Count the number of elements. Are you getting 4 into 3, which is 12?
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
there, 12 elements are there. So this is like you can, when you know the order of the matrix, if they ask you how many elements are there in a matrix, you just need to multiply that, and that is going to be the answer. If I tell you a matrix has 6 elements. I'm telling you a matrix has got 6 elements. Then what are the probable order of the matrix? What are the probable? What are the different order of this matrix?
2x3 or 3x2?
2x3 or 3x2, that is correct. Other than that, anything else?
1x6 or 6x1?
Yes, 1x6 or 6x1. What is the meaning of 1x6? What is the meaning of?
1 row and 6 columns.
Yes, 1 row and 6 columns. So this will look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whereas this second one will look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the difference between 1x6 and 6x1. 2x3 and 3x2, I hope you are clear by now. Now, what are the different types of matrices? Types of matrices. This is a, always in MCQ, questions will come from this section. What is a row matrix? There is something called row matrix. What is meant by a row matrix? So a matrix is having only one row. Those kind of matrices are called row matrix. So if I give you an example, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is 1x3 matrix. It's a 1x3 matrix. So how many rows are there? Only one row is there. So any matrix with one row is called a row matrix. Matrix with only one row. Okay. Now, but look at the column. It can have more number of columns. Okay. It's not that it should have only one column. It can have more number of columns. Our thing is it should have only one row. If it has only one row, that's called a row matrix. So if that is the concept, what would be a column matrix? What would be a column matrix? If row matrix has only one row, what would be a column matrix? Column matrix has got only one column, right? So column matrix, you will write like 1, 2, 3. The order is always going to be 3 by 1. This is what you are bothered about. How many columns are there? So if a matrix with only one column is called a column matrix. Now, what is meant by a square matrix? What is a square matrix? So a square matrix is if number of rows and number of columns are same, then that kind of a matrix is called a square matrix. Square matrix has an equal number of rows and columns. So what will be its order? Its order will be m by m. Order of the matrix is going to be m by m, or I can write 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. These are called square matrices. So next is a rectangular matrix. Rectangular matrix. What is the meaning of rectangle? Rectangle doesn't have number of, see, what is the meaning of rectangle? Rectangle doesn't have its length and breadth same, right? Think of it that way. Square has got length and breadth same. So consider length and breadth as number of rows and columns. In the case of rectangle, its length and breadth are not the same. When the length, so if I consider length as number of rows and breadth as number of columns, you can understand, right? Here, number of rows and number of columns are not equal. That's called a rectangular matrix. Okay. Number of rows are not equal to the number of columns in the case of rectangular matrix. So any matrix, if I take 1 by 3 or 2 by 3, all these, look at the number of rows and number of columns. Anything when the number of rows and number of columns are different, those kind of matrices are called rectangular matrix. So you just look at the order. If in the order number of rows and number of columns are different, it's a rectangular matrix. That's it. Next is fifth one. It's called a zero or null matrix. What is a zero or a null matrix? So if each element of a matrix is zero, then that's called a zero matrix. So if the matrix is like 0, 0, 0, 0, so this is a zero matrix. Why? All the elements of this matrix are zero. So what is a zero or a null matrix? A matrix with all the elements of the matrix are zero. That is called a zero matrix. All the elements of a zero matrix are zero. Next is diagonal matrix. Diagonal matrix. What is meant by diagonal matrix? Diagonal matrix happens only in a square matrix. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is a square matrix. Now, what is a diagonal matrix? This is not a diagonal matrix. This is just a square matrix. Okay. Diagonal matrix is a square matrix which has all its elements zero except on the leading diagonal is called a diagonal matrix. What is meant by leading diagonal? There are two diagonals, right? So here, if I say there are two diagonals, this is one diagonal, this is one diagonal, and this is another diagonal. Okay, there are two diagonals. So when someone says diagonal, we always consider the blue one as the leading diagonal. That's called a leading or principal diagonal. So you can say blue diagonal is the leading diagonal or principal diagonal. So by the way, this is not the diagonal matrix. What is a diagonal matrix? All the elements are 0 except the diagonal. So all the elements are 0. Understood? Except the leading diagonal, all the elements of a square matrix are 0. Such a matrix is called a diagonal matrix. So this is a diagonal matrix. A square matrix which has all its elements 0, those on the leading diagonal is called the diagonal matrix. Unit, or this is very important, unit or identity matrix. Unit or identity matrix. Of all the above things that we discussed, square matrix, zero matrix, and unit or identity matrix are very important. Unit or identity matrix means here all a diagonal matrix in which each element of its leading diagonal is unity. Okay, what does that? Only the leading diagonal is non-zero. All the elements are going to be 0 in the case of a diagonal matrix. So here, a unit or identity matrix means all the leading diagonal is going to be 1. All the elements are going to be 0. Understood? It's a diagonal matrix, but all the leading elements are, all the leading diagonal elements are going to be 1. Then that's called a unit or identity matrix. First condition, it has to be a square matrix. Second condition, it has to be a diagonal matrix. Third thing, leading diagonal has to be 1. No other numbers allowed. So a diagonal matrix in which each element of its leading diagonal is unity. Bracket you can write is 1. Is called an identity matrix or a unit matrix. It is always denoted by the letter I. Okay, you can also write here, it is denoted by denoted by the letter I. Transpose of a matrix. Transpose of a matrix. Transpose of a matrix is denoted by name of the matrix, superscript T. That's called, that is how you denote a transpose. So here, I am writing a matrix like A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is my A. What is the order of this matrix?
2 into 3.
2 into 3, yes. So it is a 2 by 3 matrix. So I'll write this here. This is how we write, right? So this is a 2 by 3 matrix. Now, when I calculate the transpose, what happens is each row becomes the column. So my first row is 1, 2, 3. First row is 1, 2, 3. That becomes the column. Second row becomes the second column. Understood? First row becomes the first column. Second row becomes the second column. Understood? So this is called transpose. So what is happening in a transpose? Interchanging the rows and columns. That's all what you're doing. You're interchanging rows to columns and columns to rows. You know, this becomes the first row. This becomes the first row. this becomes the second row, and this becomes the third row. Like that also you can think. So this is the transpose. And what is the order of this? It will become the order of the matrix. Order of A transpose is 3 by 2. So initially it was 2 by 3. You just switch the columns and rows. That is what is transpose. So when you switch the rows and columns, the rows becomes columns and columns becomes row. A transpose. Question is 5, 4, 2, 6, 8, 9. Okay. Now I want A transpose for this. A is this. Can you help me to find A transpose?
Will be 5 and then down 4.
Yes.
And then next to 5, 2, 6.
2 and 6. Okay. Each row becomes column. Okay. Like that. Next is
8, 9.
8, 9. This is how you should be writing. So this was a 3 by 2 matrix. This has become a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay, now I'll ask another question. A is equal to 4, 2, 3, 8. Can you help me to find A transpose?
2, 3, 4, and then 2, 8.
Okay, 4, 3, and 2, 8. This is how you write it. 4, 3, and 2, 8. So this is about transpose. Transpose is change the rows. Just maybe you can write one note here. Transpose of a matrix is, what is it? Interchanging its rows and columns. That's all. Rows and columns. Okay, that's all what you're doing. So rows become column or columns become rows. That's all. Next concept is equality of matrices. Equality of matrices. So here if I say A is equal to 2, 3, 1, 5 and B is 2, 3, 1, 5, then can I write as A is equal to B?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the concept that you're going to use here. Let's do example 1. Question is, find the values of X, Y, A, and B if X minus 2, Y, A by 2, B plus 1 is equal to 0, 3, 1, 5. These kind of questions also you can expect in MCQs. So what is the meaning of equality? Equality means here first element of the first matrix is equal to first element of the second matrix. Similarly, second element in the first row is equal to second element in the first row of the second matrix. Now, the next one is going to be here first element of the second row of the first matrix is equal to first element of the second row of the second matrix. Now, in the last one, if I take last element is equal to last element of the second matrix. So here you just need to write x minus 2 equal to 0. So what is x? Implies x is equal to 2. Now, what is y? Y is equal to 3. Already we know y equal to 3. Now, third one, a by 2 is equal to 1. Implies what is a? A is 2. Next, b plus 1 is equal to 5. Implies b is equal to 5 minus 1, which is 4. Two matrices are said to be equal. Two matrices are said to be equal if, first one, both the matrix have the same order. Okay. Second point is the corresponding elements of both the matrices are equal. Only then you can say two conditions. First one is order should be same. Second one is corresponding elements are equal. Addition of matrices. This is very important section. Okay. So if you want to perform addition, if you want to add two matrices, then the order has to be same. Okay. So that is the first condition. So you can write that two matrices can be added. Two matrices can be added if now two matrices can be added if their order is same, or if both the matrices are having the same order. A is equal to 3, 1, 2, 6. And B is equal to 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. If the question is find A plus B, will you be able to find A plus B?
No,
No. Why?
because their order is not
Some
same.
different order.
Yes. So what is the order of A? You can write order of A is 2 by 2. What is order of B? Order of B is, can any of you tell me what is order
2
of
by
B?
3.
Yeah, 2 by
2
3.
by 3. 2 by 3. Or number of rows is 2, number of columns is 3. Since order is not the same, you cannot add them. You cannot perform addition. Same concept for subtraction also. When you are subtracting two matrices, the order of the matrix should be same. Example 2. A is equal to 5, 4, 2, no, 3, negative 2. B is equal to negative 3, 0, 1, 4. And C is equal to 1, negative 3, 0, 2. Okay. What is the thing that you need to calculate? Find A plus B and B plus A. By the way, A plus B and B plus A are equal. It's commutative. A plus B is equal to B plus A. See, when I say addition, how do you perform addition? Addition means you are adding the corresponding elements. Okay, so when I write A plus B, what happens is pick up the corresponding elements. Which are the corresponding elements in 5?
5 plus minus 3.
5, yes. So I will write 5 plus minus 3. That's my first element. What is my second element in the first row?
Ma'am, 4 plus 0.
4 plus 0, yes. Next one, in second row, first element?
3 plus 1.
3 plus 1.
Minus 2 plus 4.
Minus 2 plus 4. So this is how you do the addition. Same thing happens for subtraction. 5 plus minus 3, that is 2, 4, 4, and 2. This is your A plus B. Okay. Now let's try to do what is B minus C. So what is B minus C? So when you, here also put the corresponding elements. So B minus C. So the first element is, you have to write from B. B's first element is, negative 3.
Minus 3 minus 1.
Minus 3 minus 1. And what is the second element?
Second element 0 minus minus 3.
0 minus minus 3. Second row, first element?
Second row 1 minus 0 and 4 minus
1 minus 0
minus.
and 4 minus 2. So
Yeah.
this is how a B minus C will look like. Now you just need to solve minus 4, positive 3, 1 and 2. So this is going to be your B minus C. You have studied about associative property, commutative property, all that in your younger classes, right? So those things are coming for matrix also. So I will just write down the as a note. If you're not understanding, then I will explain. Okay. So for addition and subtraction, both the metrics should be of the same order. That is the first condition. Now, another note you can write and then write if A, B, and C are the matrices of the same order, then if A, B, and C are the matrices of the same order, then first point is A plus B is equal to B plus A. This is called commutative property. Okay, so you can write addition of matrices is commutative. Okay, now second point is A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. This is associative property. Okay, so you can write addition of matrices is associative. This is called associative. Now third one is you are adding a matrix with X. Okay, something you are adding with A plus X is equal to X is another matrix. A plus X is equal to B. When you are adding two matrices, you are getting B. Then that implies what is X then? X is equal to your usual algebra. What do? Same thing. B minus A. Okay, A plus X is equal to B. Then how do you find X? X is going to be B minus A, where A and B, all the three, A, B, and X, all the three are going to be matrices. 3. A is equal to 5, 4, 3, negative 1. B is 2, 1, 0, 4. Then C is negative 3, 2, 1, 0. You need to calculate. First one is A plus C. Second one is B minus A. Third one is A plus B minus C. So 3 subdivisions are there for this question. So first figure out what is A plus C. A plus C means add the corresponding elements and come up with the answer. So you can write 5 plus minus 3, 4 plus 2, 3 plus 1, minus 1 plus 0. Just add the corresponding elements 5 and negative 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 1, negative 1 and 0. Okay, so this gives me 2, 6, 4, negative 1. Let's do B minus A now. B minus A. So you have to write first elements of B. Okay, so 2 minus 5, 1 minus 4, 0 minus 3, 4 minus 1. So B minus A. So B is okay, now subtract and what do you get? Negative 2, negative 3, negative 3, 5. Minus 5 is minus 3. Oh, okay, it's minus 3. Next is A plus B minus C. When A plus B minus C is asked, don't write everything in one go, okay? So just split this as first you find out A plus B, and then from A plus B, you go and subtract C. Don't do A plus B minus C in one go. Understood? Do it as a two-step process. So what is A plus B? 5 plus 2, 4 plus 1, 3 plus 0, minus 1 plus 4. So this is your A plus B. So this is 7, 5, 3, 3. Then I need to do A plus B minus C, right? Yeah. This will be 7 minus 3 5 minus 2, 3 minus 1, 3 minus 0. A plus B, I'm subtracting, C, I'm subtracting C from A plus B. So what is my A plus B? 7, 5, 7, 5, 3, 3. So 7 is subtracted from minus 3, minus 3 is subtracted from 7, then 2 from 5, 1 from 3, and 0 from 3. So this gives me 10, 3, 2, 3. Next question is fourth one. If A is matrix A is 2, 1, 3, 4, negative 3, 2, okay, and B is 3, negative 2, 7, 4. Find transpose of matrix A and B transpose. And then you need to find A plus A transpose and B plus B transpose. So for interchange rows and columns.
Oh, okay.
So what would be that?
I'm like 2, 1, 3, and then 4 minus 3, 2.
2, 1, 3, where it will become? But
Like,
what it will become?
It'll become 2, 4, then 1, 3,
2,
and
4. Okay, 2, 4.
and
1
minus 3.
negative
Yeah.
3, huh?
And
3,
3.
2. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes. So this is called A transpose.
Okay.
What is called B transpose?
Ma'am, it
Well,
will be,
Huh.
yeah, it will be 3, 7, and then minus 2, minus 4.
3, 7 in the first row, minus 2, 4 in the
Yeah.
second. Yes. Now, can I do A plus A transpose? A plus A transpose, is it doable? A plus A
No, ma'am.
transpose, it's not doable. Why?
No,
Why not?
Different
Because
order.
the order
number
is
of
not the
rows
same.
and commons are different.
Yes. So we can say order of A and A transpose are different. Hence, A plus A transpose is not possible. But you can perform B plus B transpose because both B and B transpose are having the same order. So you can just directly add 3 plus 3, negative 2 plus 7, 7 plus negative 2, 4 plus 4, which will give you 6 and 5, 5, 8. That's it.